Okay, today Ted and I are going to talk about a song that was influenced by an advert from the 70s, that if you're old enough you will remember it. Probably wouldn't fly today, and in a sense I'm surprised it flew then, right? But we'll go through the song and the two guitar solos. But first, what I'd like to do is play the first guitar solo much slower and in a different style to try and suggest how strange these notes are. Now, most of the notes are within a scale pattern, so you can say, well, what's strange about that? So we're coming off a D, we're in the key of D. I'm going to play this. If you recognise that, give yourself a brownie point. Because this comes from a 10cc song called I'm Mandy, Fly Me, which is an advert for airlines in the 70s. As I say, wouldn't fly now. And like a lot of 10cc songs, it comes from an album called How Dare You, which is a very transitional album. Now, I saw them a few times. I saw them at Liverpool Empire, I saw them at the Cardiff Rock Festival, and I saw them at the Edinburgh Usher Hall. And I was actually having a drink before the concert in Dundee Caird Hall, and one of my friends had the local paper, which I think is called the Courier, and there was a tiny little advert. I mean, we were checking the football scores, and it said, pop group cancelled concert. And the Caird Hall was like there, and I had to just go home. Anyway, 10cc. As I say, How Dare You was a very traditional album, and they were a band that I think I don't think they'd mind anyone saying they were a band of two halves, two factions. And the show at Edinburgh Usher Hall, it certainly looked like they were coming apart. Fantastic songs though. So, I'm Mandy, Fly Me. Although that bit that I played was in D, the first thing you hear is, which is a kind of joke. It's the ping on an airplane when you're just about to get the safety procedures. So there's this D, it's a D, I'm like. And then through what sounds like a radio speaker comes a bit of Clockwork Creep. This is a song, again, that wouldn't fly now, about a bomb in a plane. Oh, no, you'll never get me up in one of these again, right? And then we go into the song I'm Mandy, Fly Me. Now, the first part you hear, on the bass there's an E flat, and then A flat, and you hear. It's not played on guitar though, that's whistled, right? Really, that is whistled. But, the notes, if you want to play it, it's E flat, bend on B flat, A flat, then to G, F, G, B, right? And then Eric Stewart plays this line in D that goes, right? And that's much like, I'm sure you know, the Almonds. Where you play a line through a D chord. In this case, it's right up at there, so it is actually D. So we play through the chord and we end up on that D. Then, and then on C. Right. We get these chords, then we get an A over G. Then this is the bit I like the best in the chordal bit, is you get a D major 7th. If it hadn't been for Mandy, her promise up above me, well, I wouldn't be here. Right, so that's like a D major 7th. That's if it hadn't been for Mandy. And that's an A. Now you can play that a number of ways. You could play the D major 7th. If it hadn't been for it. Like that. Or you could play the D major 7th. That's what I would do. And then the A there. With an open E. Then we get this B minor. A. G. Then I'm Mandy. Fly me. Right? That's the main thrust of the song. That line, if it hadn't been for Mandy, that comes later on in the song after he's been after he's survived and he's in the water and he's been picked up, or has he? So then it moves into an instrumental section, and this is where the bit of played at the start comes in, right? So it's two, by the way, I've got new strings in, so I might have to retune at some point, but we'll roll it over. Then it goes into a part that's two chords, G and D, and it goes. Right, then Lol plays. Right, so it's those two sections. The first one is G to D. And the piano goes. And Lol plays. Two guitar solos. Lol goes. So Lol plays that solo. As you can see, I find this very, very hard to play for a number of reasons. The first line, that's pretty straightforward if you like, off the B. Let that bend. A, D. D, C sharp, B. Up to F sharp. E, D, E. Lovely line, absolutely love that line. And Lol Cream just tears into it. Next line he plays is this. Right? That line's kind of buried a little bit in the mix. I find that line quite hard to hear. But I think he plays D, C sharp D, and then which is B, A, B. And then it's chromatic. Like that, so like that. And that's line. So that line's going from F sharp, sharp, G, A flat, A. To it. Then he plays a very sort of slurred. I love that bit, so it's like. So it's a bend in the A, bend in the E, bend E, A. Right? Very sort of exuberant line. And we're back in this sort of D position, just like. But now we get. And then this line. Right? Which always reminds me of Larry Carlton. In the way that Steve Lukather used to say that Larry Carlton would weasel in and out of the notes. So after this phrase of the D major scale, although the bends are quite slurred, we then get this line that sounds like it's off an E5 note scale. So we're coming off the G, and then sliding from A to B. And then high A. That line, right? Now, when I first heard that, because I guess because I was used to, or because I thought in terms of bending as many notes as is feasible, I heard that like, which would make it sound quite rock and roll, but that's not what he plays. It's more like, well, what he plays. Right, and then the last line is. So that's like a line off an F sharp 5-note scale. So we bend the B, so we get this. Then coming off the E, and then this high B, which is, and that's it. So the whole thing is sorry. Right, that's a little solo. And then we go back to so that's Lockroom. So the first time I heard it on the album, it struck me as being, you know, very unique, very idiosyncratic, just a very, very strange choice of notes. Now, Eric Stewart's solo in comparison is a bit more conventional, and his comes right on the back of that. They go back to the very rhythmic. Right, then Eric comes in and goes, and he plays that solo, right? So it's played with customary Eric Stewart wailing vibrato. So the first note, the A up to B, whether you go, or where you play it there. Let the bend down, bend the B, and right, so you see what's happening there. We're getting an A up to B, let down to G, same thing up a tone, then bend the E to F sharp, and then a repeated bend. So that's D, E and B. Bend the B. And then we're looking for an end bit. This is how Eric comes out of it. And what he does is play an A. It's like he wants to play. So he plays an A. Right? But it's more in the style of like a Jimmy Page. You know Jimmy Page would go, you know, that kind of thing. Those are not the notes, but it's in that sort of style. And it's in double stops. But what's strange is the first one is, so we've got an A, an F sharp, C sharp rather. Then I've got the B, but the C sharp stays the same. Then the B and the C sharp becomes the D. And go back into that bit. And as I say, it ends with this. If it hadn't been for Mandy, her promise up above me, well, I wouldn't be here. I'm Mandy. Fly me.